In previous class, we have discussed you can practice JavaScript in any modern web browser. I am using here Google Chrome. So open Google Chrome, then press F12 function key, and this is your console. Here you can write all the JavaScript codes that you want to practice. We are taking the help of freecodecamp.org. Thanks to them for providing a good amount of content for free. You can sign up here. Then scroll down. Then this second course, JavaScript Algorithms and Data Structure Certification. And in this series, we are practicing basic JavaScript. In previous video, we have already covered comment your JavaScript code, declare JavaScript variable, storing values with assignment operator, assigning the values of one variable to another, initializing variables with the assignment operator, declare string variables, understanding uninitialized variables, and understanding case sensitive invariables. I will provide the link of that video in description. Go and check out. In this class, we will continue from here. Explore difference between the var and let keyword. You can also practice it in codepen.io. Click Start Coding. We need only JavaScript. So we will click on JavaScript. Your screen may look like this: HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I have just zoomed in it. So press and hold Ctrl key, then scroll your mouse button to increase the zoom. As I need only JavaScript, so I will click on JavaScript and write here the code. Let us say var x equal 5. Then let us write again var x equal Subrat. Okay, so it will not happen in a small program, but suppose you are writing a large program, a real project, and that is of 2000 or 3000 lines, then you may write this type of error because you actually don't remember that you have already used x. So let us print this one, console.log x. Okay, so we will get the output on our console. So click here on console and see it is saying Subrat. Okay, Subrat is printed. But now we will use let instead of var. So let x equal 5, let x equal Subrat. So it will not allow you to re-declare x again. Okay, in our previous class we have discussed two types of statements. One is declaration statement and another is assignment statement. So you can declare a variable only once, but you can assign any number of times. Right? If you declare it again and you declared using var keyword, suppose var x equal 5, then you again wrote var x equal Ramesh. Okay, so actually you don't remember that you have declared it once, so you declared it again. But if you are using var keyword, it will not show you any error. So not to do this type of mistakes, you can use let instead of var. So in a small application, you might not run into this type of problem. But as your code base becomes larger, you might accidentally overwrite a variable that you did not intend to. If you did it intentionally, then that is not a problem. But if unintentionally you did something, then your program may give you error. Because this behavior does not throw an error, searching for and fixing bug becomes more difficult. Okay, so if you are using var keyword, then you can redefine it again without any error. But if you are using let keyword to declare a variable, then it will display you an error. So this keyword let was introduced in ECMAScript 6, a major update to JavaScript, to solve this potential issue with var keyword. We will learn more about ECMAScript 6 in later classes, but for the timing, as we are learning let, so remember that it was introduced in ECMAScript 6. Now task for this lesson, update the code so it only uses the let keyword. Okay, so where keyword is used, we will change it to let and then run the test. Yes, we completed successfully. In ECMAScript 6, we got another keyword, that is const, C-O-N-S-T. Const has all the awesome features that let has, with the added bonus that variables declared using const are read-only. They are constant values, which means that once a variable is assigned with const, it cannot be reassigned. Okay, if you are using var or let, you can reassign values, but if you are using const, you cannot reassign value. The console will display an error. Okay, you should always name variables you don't want to reassign using the const keyword. This helps when you accidentally attempt to reassign a variable that is meant to stay constant. It will display you error. A common practice when naming constants is to use all uppercase letters with words separated by an underscore. Okay, you are not bound to do that, but it is a common practice to differentiate between variables and constants. Okay, it is common for developers to use uppercase variable identifiers for immutable values and lowercase or camel case for mutable values. You will learn more about objects, arrays, and immutable and mutable values in later challenges. Also in later challenges, you will see examples of uppercase, lowercase, or camel case variable identifiers. Now task for this lesson. Change the code so that all variables are declared using let or constant. Using let when you want the variable to change and constant when you want a variable to remain constant. Also rename variables declared with constant to conform to common practices, meaning constants should be in all caps. So var fcc equal free code camp. So here we have to change the value of fact, means we are reassigning it on line number 4. So this should be let, and this fcc we are not changing, so it should be constant, and the names, all letters of name should be capital letters. This is a common practice to write constants. Then here console.log fcc comma fact. Okay, so here you can see the output, and if we copy and paste in our code pen, You can see the output here. FreeCodeCamp is awesome. Okay, now run the tests. Congratulations, we completed 9%. Submit and go to next challenge. Number is a data type in JavaScript which represents numeric data. Okay, we have already discussed regarding two types of data types, number and string. Now let us try to add two numbers using JavaScript. JavaScript uses plus symbol as an addition operator when placed between two numbers. So constant sum equal 10 plus 0. Now this sum variable has the result of the addition of these two numbers. Now task for this lesson, change the 0 so that sum will equal to 20. Okay, so 10 plus 10 is 20. So instead of 0, write down 10 here. Now the value of our sum is 20. Run the test. 10% completed. Subtract one number from another with JavaScript. We can also subtract one number from another using JavaScript. JavaScript uses hyphen symbol for subtraction. So constant difference equal 45 minus 0 means the difference of 45 and 0 will be stored to this variable difference. Change 0 so the difference is 12 is the task for this lesson. So 45 minus 32 equal 12. So instead of 0, write down 32, then click on run the tests. It is saying the variable difference should be equal to 12. Yes, so it should be 33. 45 minus 33 equal 12, right? Run the test. Yes, we completed 11%. Then submit and go to next challenge. Multiply two numbers with JavaScript. We can perform all type of arithmetic operations using JavaScript. We have already practiced addition and subtraction. Now we are practicing multiplication. For multiplication, we are using asterisk sign. Some are saying it as star. Now the test for this lesson, change 0 so that product will equal to 80. So 8 times 10 is 80. So instead of 0, write down 10. Then click on run the tests. Submit and go to next challenge. Now we will divide one number by another. For division in JavaScript, we are using forward slash operator. So quotient can be calculated by dividing two numbers. Change 0 so that the quotient is equal to 2. So 66 divided by 33 equal to. Now run the test. Yes, we completed 12%. Increment a number with JavaScript. Suppose x equal 5. We want to increment it. So we can write x equal x plus 1. Okay. Now let us write console.log x. So first we stored x 5 to x. Then we added 1 to it. And again stored to same variable. Okay, we can do this in JavaScript. Now let us print x. See, the value of x is 6. Okay, let us write again x equal x plus 1 console.log x. And see the value. Now it is 7. Okay, same thing we can do using double plus operator. It is called unary plus. Now let us see the output. So it is 8. Okay. So x equal x plus 1 and x plus plus both are same. This is also called shorthand operator because x equal x plus 1 in shorthand you can write as x plus plus. Okay, Now change the code to use the plus plus operator on myVar. So myVar equal myVar plus 1. We can change it. So delete these things and write down plus plus. Now run the test. Then submit and go to next challenge. Now we will decrement a number. So if we write x minus 1, then we will decrement a number. Similarly, its shorthand operator is x minus minus. Okay, see the change 4, 3, 2. If you are writing x equal x minus 1, then in shorthand you can write x minus minus. So test for this lesson is change the code to use minus minus operator on myVar. So we will delete these things and write minus minus. Now run and test. It is saying change the code to use minus minus operator on myVar. And here the error is saying myVar equal myVar minus 1 should be changed. Yes, we changed that. myVar minus minus. Okay, as it is a ready-made program, so sometimes this space and these things create error. Okay, so submit and go to next challenge. Create decimal numbers with JavaScript. Sometimes we may need to store decimal numbers. We can store decimal numbers in variables too. Decimal numbers are sometimes referred to as floating point numbers or simply floats. Note, not all real numbers can accurately be represented in floating point. This can lead to rounding errors. Create a variable myDecimal and give it a decimal value with a fractional part, example 5.7. This is the test for this lesson. So it is saying create a variable myDecimal. Okay, it is your decimal, our decimal. Okay, we will change it to myDecimal and give it a decimal value. So equal with fractional part 5.7. Yes. Multiply two decimals with JavaScript. Okay, so in the same way that we are multiplying two integers, we can multiply two float also. Okay, to multiply two integers we are using asterisk sign. To multiply two float also we will use asterisk sign. Now task for this lesson is change the 0 so that product will equal to 5. So if we want the product to be 5, then we can multiply it with 2.5. 2.5 times 2 is 5. Run the test. For division we are using forward slash in JavaScript. So this forward slash can also be used to divide floating point numbers or decimal numbers. Now task for this lesson, change 0 so that quotient will equal to 2.2. Okay, so 4.4 divided by 2.0 equal 2.2. Run the test. Next challenge. Finding a remainder in JavaScript. When we are using forward slash console.log 15 divided by 2, we are getting only quotient, no remainder. Okay, so 15 divided by 2 will give us 7.5. But actually in real division the quotient should be 7. So 2 7 times 14 and the remainder should be 1. Okay, so how to find remainder? To find remainder we are using this percentage sign and this is called modulus operator. Okay, the remainder operator is sometimes incorrectly referred to as the modulus operator. It is very similar to modulus but does not work properly with negative numbers. Okay, so let us try that. 15% is assigned 2. So we get 1. Okay. So we will get the remainder when we divide 15 modulus 2. So here it is saying that modulus and remainder both are not equal, right? But most incorrectly refer remainder as modulus. So what is the difference between modulus and remainder? Remainder is simply the remaining part after the arithmetic division between two integers. Okay, so if you are dividing 15 with 2, 2 times 7 is 14 and remainder is 1. But modulus is the sum of remainder and divisor when they are oppositely signed, and remaining part after the arithmetic division when remainder and divisor both are of same sign. Okay, so watch it carefully. Remaining part after the arithmetic division when remainder and divisor both are of same sign. So when both are of same sign, modulus and remainder both are same. But when they are oppositely signed, one is plus and one is negative, at that time modulus is the sum of remainder and the divisor. Okay, so now we got clear idea that in all cases remainder and modulus both are not same. Okay, now set remainder equal to the remainder of 11 divided by 3 using the remainder operator. So 11 divided by 3, 11 remainder 3. Now run the test. Compound assignment with augmented addition. We have already learned that we can write 15 plus plus. Okay, let us take a variable. So let x equal 15 and let us write x plus plus. Okay, so it means it will print now the value of x is 16, and when we print x, it will print 16 on screen. And why not here? That we will read in later classes. Okay, okay, let us do here. So suppose I am writing plus plus x, then I can see here 17. Okay, but if I am writing x plus plus, then I will see here 16. Okay, why? This is called post increment operator. Means first the value of x will be used in this statement, then it will add 1 to it, and if we prefix it, then it is called pre-increment operator. Means first the value of x will change, means it will increase by 1, then it will be used. Okay, now x plus plus, it is shorthand operator of x equal x plus 1. Okay, let us write here in comment x equal x plus 1. So instead of x equal x plus 1, we can write x plus plus. But suppose we want to write x equal x plus 5, then what should be the shorthand operator? It should be x plus equal 5. Okay, it means x equal x plus 5. Now let us print x. So 15 here plus 1 16 plus 5 21. Okay, so here the task for this lesson is convert the assignment for ABC to use the plus equal operator. assignment equal operator. Means at a time it is adding the two numbers and as well as assigning to this variable. So a equal a plus 12 can be written as a plus equal 12. Similarly, b plus equal b, sorry, b equal 9 plus b, so plus equal 9, and here c equal c plus 7, so c plus equal 7. Run the test. Same thing we can do for subtraction also. So let us directly jump to the assignment. Convert the assignments for a, b, c to use minus equal operator. So a equal a minus 6 can be written as a minus equal 6. B equal b minus 15 can be written as b minus equal 15. C equal c minus 1 can be written as c minus equal 1. Run the test. Similarly, multiplication. Let us directly jump to the task. Convert the assignments for ABC to use the multiplication equal operator. So a multiplication equal 5. This one b multiplication equal 3. And this one c equal c multiply 10. So c multiply equal 10. Okay. A multiply equal 5 means a equal a multiply by 5. B multiply equal 3 means b equal b multiply by 3. C multiply equal 10 means c equal c multiply by 10. Okay. Run the test. Similarly, division. The slash equal operator divides a variable by another number. Then convert the assignment of a, b, c to use slash equal operator. So a equal a by 10 can be written as a slash equal 10. Similarly, b slash equal 4, c slash equal 11. Run the test. Yes, we completed it. Go to next challenge. Escaping literal quotes in strings. Suppose you want to write let x equal Subrat sir. Console.log x. So the output is Subrat sir. Very good, no problem. But suppose you want to write Subrat sir said, and within double quotes he will prepare tutorials for JavaScript. Okay. So how you will write this? Subrat sir said, here a double quote should be there. He will prepare tutorials for JavaScript. Okay. So we will use a forward slash, then double quotes. Okay, he will prepare tutorials for JavaScript, and again forward slash double quotes. Okay, so see, Subrat sir said he will prepare tutorials for JavaScript. You can see these codes here. Okay, so if you want to use quotes inside your string, then in JavaScript you can escape a quote from considering it as an end of string quote by placing a backslash in front of the quote. So here we are using a quote inside a string, so used this backslash. This backslash will not be visible, only you can see these quotes. Okay, now task. I am a double quoted string inside. So we have to run this. Use backslash to assign a string to the myStr variable, so that if you were to print it to the console, you would see I am a double quoted string inside. Okay. So inside double quotes, okay. So constant my_str equal I am a double quoted string inside double quotes. Now I will place slash here. Okay, and as this is a string, so it could be it should be completely covered with double quotes. So double quote, I am a double quoted string inside double quotes. Okay, so this is your ending double quote, this is your starting double quotes. Within this we wrote our string, and all the inside quotes we used backslash for that. Run the test. Quoting strings with single quotes. Single values in JavaScript may be written with single or double quotes. Sorry, string values in JavaScript may be written with single or double quotes as long as you start and end with the same type of quotes. Okay, means we can write let x equal Subrat like this, or we can write let y equal within single quotes Subrat. Okay, so both have the same meaning. The reason why you might want to use one of the quote over the other is if you want to use within a string. This might happen if you want to save a conversation in a string and have the conversation in quotes. Another use for it would be saving an a tag with various attributes in quotes all within a string. Okay, however, this becomes a problem if you need to use the outermost quotes within it. Remember, a string has the same kind of quotes at beginning, at and end. But if you have that same quote somewhere in the middle, the string will stop early and throw an error. Here, BED_str will throw an error. Why? Because you see it started with a single quote and ended with a single quote. So it is good, no problem. And here in between this string we used double quotes. Yes, we can do this. We used another double quote. Yes, we can do this. But we can't use another single quote. Okay. If you are using another single quote, then we have to use a backslash here. Means if we want to use it, then you can write a backslash here. Okay, so constant BED_str equal fin response comma double quotes let backslash then single quote s like this. Okay. Now the task, change the provided string to a string with single quotes at the beginning and no escape characters. Right now the a tag in the string uses double quotes everywhere. You will need to change the outer quotes to single quotes so you can remove the escape characters. Okay. So here constant my_str equal ahref equal target equal blank. Okay. So instead of this double quote, we will use single quote. So we can remove this backward slashes because double quote is allowed within single quote. Okay. Now run the test. Submit and go to next challenge. So escape sequences in strings, quotes are not the only character that can be escaped inside a string. There are two reasons to using escape characters. Number one, to allow you to use characters you may not otherwise be able to type out, such as a carriage return. You cannot type a carriage return, so you can use escape sequence. To allow you to represent multiple codes in a string without JavaScript misinterpreting what you mean. Okay, so if you want to use single double quote within double quote, then you can use escape. If you want to use single quote within single quote, then you can use escape. Otherwise, if you want new line character, then you have to use escape sequence /n, carriage return /r, tab /t, word boundary /b, form feed /f. Note that the backslash itself must be escaped in order to display as a backslash. Assign the following three lines of text into the single variable mystr using escape sequences. Yes, this is our task. Assign the following three lines of text into the single variable mystr. So constant mystr equal first line, second line, and third line. Okay. Following three lines of text into the single variable. So there should be 3 lines of text. So first line, then /n, second line, then /n. The indentation for second line is achieved with the tab escape character, not spaces. So second line has an indent. So let us achieve this by writing /t for tab. Now run the test. First line, second line, and third line. Remember case sensitivity. Second line should be preceded by the backslash character. Yes, this character is there. So second line, yes, and second line has the indent. Okay, not the third line. Okay, this tab indent. So run the test. Still errors are there. mystr should contain the string first line firstline, firstline. Then second line and third line. Second line secondline. And third line thirdline, third line. Okay. First line should be followed by the new line character /n. Yes. Second line should be preceded by the backslash character. Okay, so for backslash character we need 2 slash. Yes. mystr, first line, second line, third line. Okay. So to get the backslash character we need 2 backslashes. Okay, run the test. Still showing error. First line, yes, line li. First line, second line, third line. First line, second line, third line. Yes, now I think output is correct. Yes. So congratulations, we completed 24%. Concatenating strings with plus operator from this point onwards, we will continue in next class. Thank you.